Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to a brand new video. It's been a long time, but today we are going to make a really nice and clean Cristiano Ronaldo artwork. I do have some other videos planned up in the near future, so if you guys want to see that, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button to stay tuned for that. Because it has been such a long time, I do have something special for you guys. I'm going to do a big giveaway where I'm going to give away all the PSD files of all my artworks that I did on this channel. If you guys want to have a chance to win those PSDs, well, I will give some information during this video. And let's get right into it. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is let's go to Footy Renders and search some nice pictures from Ronaldo. I do kind of like this picture from Foden. I think it really looks pretty nice, but we want the picture of Ronaldo. So let's just search his name for a second and let's see what pictures come up. Oh, I really like this one. It really looks pretty nice. Let's enhance it a little bit. Oh yeah, this is a very clean picture. I think we'll just take this one. So let's download it and let's grab it into Photoshop. Let's position it the way that we want it to appear. Alright, something like this should work pretty nice. Alright, let's right now add a pretty camera raw filter to make him stand out from the background a little bit more. And right now it's time to make some shadows. Of course, we don't want it in front of him, we want it behind of him. So let's right now turn around this layer. The way we do that is we simply go to invert in our layers panel. And you see that the colors are now inverted. Let's right now grab a pretty brush, a round brush. Let's make the softness a little bit more. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Alright, something like this. Let's put the flow on 100% and let's right now start painting a really pretty shadow. Something like this. No, maybe a little bit more attached to him. Alright, so you can right now see that he really touches the ground. Let's do it for the other leg as well. Alright, a hard shadow for the hard contact with the ground. Let's right now make another one a little bit bigger and a little bit less black. Alright, something like this should work. Yeah, I really like this already. Let's right now make it even bigger and let's make it even, and let's reduce the flow even more. For the other leg as well. Alright, I really already like this. You see right now he's actually attached to the artwork. Let's do one more to really make sure it fits. Alright, something like this is perfect. So what we have to do right now is we have to make some shadows on him, of course, because right now, yeah, it just looks really weird. So how we're going to do that is with an exposure layer. Let's turn down the exposure to almost near black. Let's turn around our layer with Command or Control I. And let's right now paint some of it back. We do that on the same way we did it with the shadows. Let's bring up a little pretty brush. And let's reduce the flow a lot. And let's right now paint some of the areas back where we want to see the shadow, of course. You can already see that it does a little bit of a difference. Let's bring up the flow a little bit because we do want a really hard shadow on his foot. Because of course it's attached to the ground. On the other leg as well. Something like this should work pretty nice. You can already see some really big difference. Alright. Some final adjustments. And this looks pretty solid. Now let's right now do the same thing but for his leg and his body as well, because we want some pretty nice shadows on that as well. So just on one side because we want the light to come from behind of him. So we want the shadow to come in front of him. Something like this is pretty nice. Alright, let's start painting all over the place. This is just really all the same and yeah, it just takes a long time. But the longer it takes, the nicer it's gonna be. So let's right now take an even smaller brush and paint a little bit on his face. Right now it looks pretty off, but don't worry about that because we will fix that a little bit later. Don't worry about that. But first, let's see how you guys can win a pretty nice PSD pack that I've got for you. So all the PSDs that I made on this channel will be available during the March giveaway. Everything you have to do is simply go to my Instagram, be sure to follow me on Instagram, and like every post I do for this month. This will give you 1 entry ticket to the giveaway. The other thing that you can receive some entry tickets is to subscribe on YouTube. Be sure to comment down below on this and other videos that I will do in this month, and each video will give you 1 entry ticket. With the guys who have the most entry tickets at the end of the month, I will do a giveaway with those. So you still got some time to participate, so be sure to stay tuned for that, because I will do another video next week. And let's right now continue with the tutorial. Alright, so what we're going to do right now is we want a little bit more shadow on around his head. So that gives just a little bit of a depth, you know. This already looks pretty nice, but I think the shadow on his cheek is just a little bit too dark, so I think we will have to raise some of the areas later on, but that's no problem because that's what I do all the time. Let's reduce the flow and let's make our brush a little bit bigger, and let's just paint some areas away. Alright, something like this. Even more. Just make it a little big. Oh yeah, this looks awesome. Yeah. This looks amazing. You can really see some depth that is coming into his face right now, and that's really the end goal that we wanted to achieve. Alright, so what we're going to do right now is paint some highlights, of course, because a player doesn't only have some shadows, he also needs some highlights. So the way that we're going to do that is just with it's just the same stuff, the same way. First we're going to put up our layer style panel. Let's reduce the blacks of the layers down below so you get a little bit of a fade. Alright, something like this. Already looks pretty nice, but of course right now he's a ghost. Oh, that just looks horrific. Let's put the blend mode on luminosity so it doesn't get to be a ghost all the time, and let's turn around our layer. And let's right now paint back some of the areas where we do want to see the highlights, of course. This does take some time, but if you do it properly, it will look awesome at the end. This is a really long process, but yeah, I'm just going to skip you guys, because you don't have to see everything, every little highlight and shadow that I paint. I will adjust this and I will come back in a little moment. And you guys can see that that already makes a big difference.
5 minutes later.
And this looks awesome. You guys can see before and after. I think this is really satisfying if you see the begin result. If you see how we began. Let's right now even paint some areas on the shirt back, because I don't want the shirt to be really dark. I want it to be really red, a really bright red. Let's right now paint some of the areas back, maybe on his trousers as well. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. This already looks really nice. I kind of wanted to make it black as a background, so how we're going to do that. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're just going to make some lines, or I don't know how you say it. Let's just try and get our rectangle. The color doesn't really matter, it doesn't have to be this yellow. Let's right now position it in the middle, so let's bring out a ruler and let's do the same for the horizontal ruler. You see that it automatically clips in the middle, so you don't have to adjust everything right there. Let's make it the same width as we want it to be. Let's right now transform it. So let's put it on top first. Let's right now click on the right button And let's choose perspective. And let's right now drag it down so it's really in the middle of the artwork. Alright, something like this looks pretty nice already. Let's right now duplicate it, and how we are going to do that is simply by selecting our layer, and let's click Command or Control J, and now we have two layers. So let's right now transform this again with Command or Control T, and let's put it on the bottom right side. Alright, right now I do want some black background, so let's adjust that real quick. Alright, so not really black, just a little bit of gray in there would work perfectly. Let's right now group both of our lines, and let's call them, and let's make it another name. Let's right now duplicate that, and let's call them outlines. Alright, right now we're going to reduce the fill of the second group, and we're going to give it a little bit of a stroke. Again, the color really doesn't matter because we will adjust that later on. Let's right now click transform, and let's transform these lines and position them the way we want it to appear. Alright, I think this really looks awesome. So let's group both of the lines layers, and let's just call it all lines. Alright, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to adjust the color. So we're just going to add this color to it, this pretty nice red. Let's clip it to the layer down below with the Alt button, and I think this looks awesome. Alright, so what we're going to do right now is I kind of want his name to show, so let's just type his name at front of the artwork. Just Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's position it downwards. Something like this should work, I think. Alright. And what we want to do right now, I think this would look pretty nice, is I kind of want his autograph to be in the artwork as well. So let's just search his autograph. Alright, this looks pretty nice. Let's drag it into Photoshop. Alright, let's position it the way that we want it to appear. Something like this should work perfectly. And let's right now add a pretty nice texture to it. I think this gold is really awesome. So let's just clip it to the layer down below. Oh yeah, that looks really awesome. That works perfectly. Alright, so right now I do kind of want this grid texture on top. I think that would work pretty nice, but right now it's a little bit too bright. So let's first of all change the blend mode. Alright, so it is a little bit better already, but let's right now reduce the opacity so it's not that bright. Alright, this looks really nice in my opinion. So let's just adjust it a little bit. Let's make a new layer mask. Let's invert it, and let's paint back some of the areas where we want it to show, because we don't want it to be all over the place. Something like here, something right here as well. This looks pretty nice. It does add something. Alright. What I want to add right now is a little bit of a border. I think this looks awesome. Let's make it as big as our artwork. So let's just transform it all around the edges. Something like this. Let's make it even bigger. Alright, yeah, I think, yeah, just a really thin edge would be just amazing. Let's make sure it shows on all the corners. Just about this. Yeah, let's make it a little bit of an arty vibe. It doesn't have to show too much, just a little bit all around the edge. Let's rotate it a little bit. Let's make it a tiny bit smaller, something like this. This is just a really painful process, but I think it will look awesome in the end. Okay, I think this looks amazing, and let's right now change the blend mode to screen so it only hides the black areas where we don't want it to show, of course. And I think this looks awesome. So I think that everything we have to do right now is to group all the layers. Let's make it one layer, and let's right now add a camera raw filter. If you guys don't know how to use this, I made some other videos on how to use camera raw as an extra tool to make the artwork really pop. But the trick is just to go over every slide, and let's see what works best. Alright, and this is it, guys. This is my main artwork that I made for you guys today. The new Cristiano Ronaldo artwork with his autograph and some pretty nice textures. It's really clean and just really nice to look at visual, in my opinion. If you guys want to see more of these tutorials, be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button. And don't forget to participate in the big giveaway. I will announce the winners, because there will be 3 winners at the end of this month, and I will announce them in the beginning of April. Alright, and I will see you guys later.